guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be doing another demo slash first impression slash review on the new L'Oreal beauty sponge. So I had this sponge since it first came out. It is called the L'Oreal Blend Artist Infallible Foundation Blender, and it comes in this pink package. It's been out since about the Christmas time, or the end of the winter time I should say, so about January, February, December-ish, somewhere within those 3 months. And this foundation blender has been out, and when it first came out I picked it up because I wanted to do a review slash first impressions on it, and I didn't use it. Like it was just sitting on my floor, like just kind of just sitting there, and eventually I decided to pick it up because I had prom clients this weekend and I had 19 of them, so I needed to clean and use every single beauty sponge, every single beauty blender that I had. And I remember wetting this and being like, what is this? Like, which one is this? Because I had a CoverGirl one that was complete like I threw it in the garbage, and then I had this one and I could not for the life of me remember what it was. So it came time, I'm telling you guys the whole story. It came time to me to do one of my clients, and I picked this one up because it was clean, didn't have any makeup on it, nothing like that. And I was just blending out our foundation. I'm like, oh my gosh, what sponge is this? Like, I was blown away. It blended everything out so beautifully. And then it clicked, and I'm like, it was a L'Oreal beauty sponge. So I went ahead and bought myself one specifically for me. And I am gonna test it out on myself, because when I was doing it on my clients, it bounced really nicely and it blended in the foundation really nicely. So now it's my turn. So this is gonna be less of a first impressions, more of a review, just because I have used it before on a client, just not on myself personally. So skin is already primed. I'm going to be using my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. I haven't used this in a long time, you guys. This is NC50. And we shall see how this blends it out. This foundation is so thick, it's coming out in like gobs. Okay, so I'm gonna use the butt. This is wet. Always, always, always wet your beauty blenders. You can use this wet or dry, but I specifically recommend that you use it wet. And I just squeeze it a couple times and it's like really nice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it in. It feels a lot more, it's a lot more like spongy. Similar to the Real Technique sponge, but better than the Real Technique sponge. Like, it bounces a lot better, but it feels really spongy as opposed to the beauty blenders feeling less stiff, I guess you could say. But it does blend in really nice. It does also soak up excess product, kind of similar to the beauty blender, and also kind of shears the product out. So if you like a full coverage foundation, I would suggest to go in with a brush, but if you like to shear it out a little bit, especially more full coverage foundations like this one or the Kat Von D foundation, then I would recommend using this sponge, because it's definitely going to shear that foundation out a lot better. It does also have a really wide and big bottom, so the butt of the beauty blender, as I like to say, is really wide, so it gets a lot more of the surface area as opposed to just being able to work in smaller sections, kind of like the beauty blender. You can also use the sides to get around the forehead, or if you want the pointed edge. I did not mention to you guys that this also does retail for $7.99 at Walgreens. A lot of the times you can catch it buy one get one half off. L'Oreal, Maybelline, like CoverGirl, like all of those brands are usually buy one get one half off, and you can catch this brand for buy one get one half off. Excuse me. So they also have the foundation, they have the highlight, and they have the contour. So they have like 3 different sponges that you can use for the 3 different steps. Y'all know me, I'm just gonna use this for both. So I'm gonna conceal slash highlight with my Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Foundation. This is in the shade Deep. Haven't used this in forever. Finally decided to pick one up. And once again, I am going to blend that in with the pointed edge of the beauty blender. And also with applying your beauty blender or with your makeup with your sponge, pounce into your skin as opposed to swiping like I'm swiping now. Pounce, because that's going to work the foundation or the concealer, whatever it is that you're using, into the skin and mold it into the skin as opposed to removing the product. So for underneath of the eyes, I don't really like this sponge. At least for me personally. The point is too thick. It's kind of like a pizza. It's just too thick and it comes to a tiny point. I wish it were a lot more egg shaped as opposed to this large and then small in the middle, like what is it, 42, 32, 42 or whatever, 46 or whatever. Like it's kind of like that, shaped like an hourglass as opposed to shaped like continuously one shape. So getting under the eye is not as easy as it is with a beauty blender. I will say that. But it does still blend out really nice for a $7 sponge. This is definitely worth the $7 and a lot better than I've seen other products perform. I'm going to set my face with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and this is the last that I'm going to do with this sponge because you guys know, if you watch my channel, that I like to set my concealers with a sponge as opposed to a brush. So I like to bake the nose and press the powder into the rest of the areas. The reason I bake my nose is because I get oily. I don't go crazy with this powder because I am I'm a little darker, so overall, you guys, I give this sponge a 6. Yeah, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It could be a lot better shaped, but for the price, you are getting a bang for your buck. This is about the most similar to the Beauty Blender as you can get. It is semi-similar to the Real Technique sponge, but I feel like the Real Technique sponge doesn't have as much bounce and pounce as the sponge does, and it's a lot more like squishy and everything like that. So I give this a 6.5 out of 10. My Beauty Blender is my ride or die. Like, that is like my all-time, like, if you're gonna buy and you're gonna splurge for a Beauty Blender or on a sponge, I recommend the Beauty Blender. I recommend it to everyone, but lately I have been recommending this sponge specifically to customers that come into Walgreens looking for a Beauty Blender like product because it is a big bang for your buck, and it's $2 cheaper than the Real Technique sponges. Now L'Oreal, if they are smart, they will get you guys hooked on it and then bring the price up. Of course, that's what every brand does. But however, if you guys are looking for a great sponge on a budget, then this sponge is definitely for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy review videos like I did in this one here today, I love you all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave me a comment down below on what else you guys would like to see. Bye!